Everyone, I bought this Mac Pro MP30 mini excavator last March. It's about exactly 1 year ago. It also hit a major milestone. It just crossed 100 operating hours. I learned a lot in the past year about how to operate and maintain a mini excavator like this. And I think this is a good point that I provide a review about a mini excavator like this. And also I picked up a few tricks on how to operate, avoid some problems, and some best practice based on my own experience. I think this is a good point. I can do a quick review. When I bought the mini excavator last year, I had never operated any kind of heavy equipment before. Honestly, I didn't even know if it ran on diesel or gas. The delivery guy was the one who showed me how to drive it off the trailer. I just knew I needed something to help clear the land, and renting didn't seem like a good idea, mainly because I had a feeling there was going to be a lot of work ahead. I bought this from a Rich Brothers auction. It didn't come with any support documents or instructions. Luckily, the delivery guy happened to know the basics, so he gave me the only 30 seconds of instruction I've ever had on how to operate a mini excavator. As I shared in my first video last year about the mini excavator, the reason I bought it was because I need a machine to help me to clear the land on my property. My backyard fence used to be here. It cuts up here, then beyond this line, it was just like that. It's brushes and rocky hill, inaccessible. Since I got the machine, I've done some major work clearing the land and improve the property. The first part of the clearing work is I built this rough road so the equipment or my truck can come into my backyard. And also I cut this path here. This used to be a rocky hill with brushes. Now it's a flat area, so I can use it. I'll skip the gory details of the machine specs. You can find those in my earlier videos. Suffice to say, this 2.5-ton machine has plenty of power for maintaining a 5-acre property. This little mini excavator is a beast when it comes to clearing brush. As you can see here, I was still a bit hesitating operating it, but I was still able to clear the brush pretty effectively. If you got a property with a lot of overgrowth or rocky terrain, I highly recommend this mini excavator. It is surprisingly versatile. It can dig, lift, even act as a mini dozer when working with soft dirt. Here I was using the mini excavator as a crane to lift up an entire chicken coop and move it down the hill. Welcome back. Time has flown by and I've been so busy digging. Another project I did was add this water hydrant here. It may look like nothing, but it's a major project because I had to trench this using the mini excavator, like 250 or 150 yards, I don't remember exactly. And I went to my well, and from there I connected water line all the way to here. So I have easy access to water for the chickens here, and also for the future project, and I have easy access to the water here. Right now, I'm working on the biggest DIY projects I've ever done. I'm building a 12 by 24 feet tool shed. To build the foundation, I used the mini excavator to level the field, dig the pad, move the dirt. I'm relying on this machine to do all these tasks. Although it's a great machine, it does have its problems. But luckily, I haven't had any major, like an engine problem or whatever the mechanical components. No major problems. But I did run into a few things. I actually documented most of the things in the previous videos. Probably one of the biggest things is the fuel line, the diesel fuel line. They were all very cheap lines, so they cracked. So I replaced all of this fuel lines. The other beef I had with this machine is the access to the filter. I don't know how they designed this. In order to access this filter, you have to remove some of the things from here in order to access that oil filter. That's a major inconvenience. The engine is totally fine. It comes with a Kubota engine. It has worked well. I haven't had any issue with it. Maintenance wise, that's the common maintenance. The main thing is to grease your machine every 8 hours of operations. So there's like a 19 or so grease points. So I have to try to grease them every 8 hours operation religiously. So I haven't had any problem with the cylinders, major mechanical components. I haven't had any problem with those things. So after 1 year's operation, 100 hours operating hours, I think I can definitively say that this machine has been a great investment for me. Minor maintenance items, filled the coolant, added some coolant at one time. Of course I have to change the oil. I did like only yesterday, the first time, I added some hydraulic fluid, and this is the sight glass, and it was somewhere over here. It was still running fine, so I filled it up. I don't know if I should have filled it 100%. Obviously that's what I did. I didn't experience any problem, so knock on wood, it has worked for me. As far as operation is concerned, my major issue I had is not the machine problem. It's just I'm not operating it properly. It's the track often fell off, and I noticed the main reason for the track to fall off is if you make turns on rocky hill. There's a slope and there's a rock, or it's uneven, and you try to make turn. What happened was, let's say there's rock, jack it up here, and then there's a hole over there, and then this becomes uneven, and one of the teeth here may just pop out. It's just like a bicycle chain. Once one tooth falls out, then this track will come off. One thing I have learned is when you hear a big popping sound, that could be one of the teeth that may try to disengage. So now what I have learned is whenever I hear a big popping sound, I just hop out of the machine and double check. It takes about 1 or 2 minutes to double check the track is still on properly, versus if you just take chance, which I used to do. I still do it once in a while, and I have to pay the price, because if you just ignore that popping sound, that once the track falls off, it takes at least 20-30 minutes, and sometimes with 2 person, to put the track on. If you're doing by yourself. What I did was, because you need to, push the track, and also to like put a rope around the control lever so you can move the belt back and forth in order to put the track on. A common trick I've learned is, while I work on this type of clay or dirt, especially when it has some moisture in it, what will happen is this dirt will get into the track, and once they got here, it would be something like this, and it stays here, then the teeth will grind it and make it like a concrete. This is like a concrete filling the track. That's why it's grinding and not moving. So the trick I've learned, when I first experienced this problem, I was doing it the wrong way. I would get a screwdriver or some tool and try to clean the jam track here. You can imagine all of this full of like a concrete, like a blocks, compacted dirt. It's really hard to clean all of them. It takes a long time, and I still couldn't get it really clear out. So the trick I have figured out is, once you find the dirt, jam your track over here, is you move your machine and put the bucket on this side and push it up. Then this track will be hanging in the air. Then you move this belt, it automatically clears out the track. Right now the right track is not moving, it's stuck.